What is up YouTube, it's Kingfisher745, and in this video we're going to begin the Spec Op 32 task list. As always, we'll go the entire way through, but we're also going to show each of the tasks and how you complete them, so hopefully it helps. For task number 1, which many of you are probably done with, you have to defeat 6 A.I.M Grunts, and they can be found in Spec Op 32. You're not going to have to look far at all, they're going to be in the very first fights. And since we have to fight 6, I've already taken care of a few, and now I believe we have 3 to 5 more. So yeah, for the most part in this mission, we're going to be using Colleen Wing and Howard the Duck. And right now I have a Generalist Trench on. You'll want to get as high of a score as possible in this mission. So you should try to use a team that has great bonuses. Try to overkill the enemies, don't let anyone die, and so on. This team should definitely do the trick, especially Colleen Wing. But don't sleep on Howard either. He's going to buff our team and use attacks like the Coulson's BFG. Here his follow-up Eat My Glove is going to take down the top scientist, and now only one remains. And because of the Neurotripe, we're going to begin counterattacking him. So that's the end of the first wave. As soon as we clear this second one, we're already done with task number 1. And okay, there's 2 in the second wave, so we fell just 1 short. But like I said, we already took down 3 to begin. Colleen makes quick work of the top enemy. And now we use a Quack Fu, which also gets a follow-up attack. So that's it, task number 1's already done. The first few tasks really usually aren't that difficult. But I'll be honest with you, none of them are that tough. The only thing is you may have issues with unstable ISO 8. So we have to try to play that smart. As a reward for this one, we got 1200 XP for the agent. Then for number 2, you have to use Molly Hayes. She will be a team up in mission 1. But if you already have her, you can use her anywhere. Even outside of Spec Op. So if you want, you don't have to use any unstable ISO 8. We're just using ours inside the Spec Op, but that's mainly because we're trying to clear to the next task, and beyond that, but we're going to have to fight a mini-boss and the end boss of Mission 1. So I'll just let you know that right now. The best part though about having her is you don't have to fight the mini-boss, so you can save that for the end boss, which will help improve your overall mission score. You'll want to have 2 stars of mastery in mission 1 at least, and that's because that's probably going to be a task very soon. Eventually you'll need 3 stars, so if you can get that in 1 pass, you're doing exceptionally well. I'll tell you right now, we came up short of that, so we are going to have to run it 1 more time. By the way, to conserve unstable ISO 8, we did do a hard threat, so we have a second wave. But as soon as it's done, we'll get credit. Oh, and just since it says use Molly Hayes in combat, you could probably go to that team up in mission 1. Just start the fight and fail it. So you wouldn't have to take out the mini-boss. That's just another thought. For anyone who doesn't have Molly Hayes recruited. But that's it, number 2's down, and it was really quite easy. So we'll be moving on to number 3. But first, we do get another 1200 XP for our agent. Then for task number 3, we have to defeat the Winter Soldier. He's a mini-boss in mission 1. So hopefully he'll appear really soon, and we'll just skip ahead to that fight. This fight is going to be a team up with Hulk, and it appears as though the leader is controlling Winter Soldier, at least for now. There's some mention of Betty Ross, and we kind of know where that's going. Of course it also makes Hulk furious. As we're going to see here, the Age of Ultron Hulk and Colleen Wing are going to destroy these enemy waves. It's pretty impressive to watch. First of all, Hulk just gets so many attacks, you almost have to hold back so he doesn't take out everyone. Not that we're going to do that though. That means that quickly we're on to the boss wave, and there's Winter Soldier. His sprite isn't that bad. I do love how Hulk towers above him though. Going back to our first look yesterday, we know Winter Soldier is going to be an amazing character, and I kind of want to see some of his abilities as well. So we're going to hold back on him just a little bit. Not a lot though, because we don't want this fight to drag out. And as for Colleen, she may not hold back at all. She loves interrupting the enemies. The more I use her, the more I think maybe she will be awesome in PvP. I mean, I already knew she was going to be good, but we're definitely going to have to try her out in the next season. Here she is cutting up Winter Soldier, and she interrupts him. So I figured, let's go ahead and finish it off with Hulk. I mean, she even gets in on interrupting his counterattack. So yeah, he's basically done. And we'll just finish off both characters with a giant-sized Hulk smash. Or better yet, let's use another ability from Colleen. We don't often use her level 2, even though it's great as well. So there it is, and that's the end of the mini-boss. Unfortunately, Hulk doesn't need any XP, but Colleen did, and we got 200 for that fight. We also get 15,000 silver, and can move on to task number 4. We now have to defeat Abomination, who's the boss of Mission 1. And for that, we're going to get a radiation pill. As you can guess, this is going to be used in the research, so you will need a lot of these. For now, just one, but if you want the whole set, you'll need a lot more than that. As we went along through this mission, I do want you to know I did all the deploys, and like I said, that'll help you get pills, but it also helps out your mission score. So I do suggest you go ahead and do that. Here we're first seeing Red She-Hulk, and of course her animation looks great. As someone pointed out, her sprite does look like Sindel from Mortal Kombat, and I think a lot of that has to do with her hair. But following that quick dialogue, which I did want to leave in, we're going to be facing Absorbing Man and Abomination. If we didn't have to defeat Winter Soldier, he'd be here as well. And even in bringing that up, an old thing that we used to do is you could defeat the mini-boss but lose to his minions. And then that allowed us to get credit for the task, but still have that mini-boss in the end boss fight. So if you're feeling really adventurous, you could try that. Honestly, I'd rather just take him down. And I don't even know if that still works because I don't do it myself. I don't see why it wouldn't, but let me know in the comment section below if that is something that you still do. Now as far as Red She-Hulk's moves, we're going to see quite a few of them, and she gains gamma energy each time. They're basically all melee, but they have some great debuffs. One more punch ought to finish off Absorbing Man, and then it's on the wave number 2. There's no Winter Soldier, so there's just going to be 2 henchmen, and that should be pretty easy to take down. In fact, after this counter, one's down already, and then we only have one more to deal with, who's at 50% health. He gets an AoE attack in, but that's going to cause another gamma energy. And we'll just finish him with a regular rage punch. Well, it's still incredible. Now moving on to face Abomination. I'm sorry, but his sprite just doesn't fit in. They need to update it. It looks totally different, and just not great to me. Don't get me wrong, it's better than I could do, but I know that they could make him look incredible. By the way, with Red She-Hulk, we're going to use a cage fight, but we're going to get that level 9 in before this one's over. So it's pretty awesome that we get to take a first look at her already, and with all of her abilities. Abomination used to actually be kind of tough, but he shouldn't be much of a problem. And as for Red She-Hulk, she's going to protect and absorb gamma energy. Then with our Hulk, we're going to go ahead and use monster-sized Thunderclap. He is a tactician, so we can gain an extra turn. Plus he's getting plenty of Hulk up. Next we'll use Indestructible Titanic Hurl. Then our Momentary Advantage. And we can unleash a huge level 9. Since we're going to be getting this extra turn though, we can use this level 9 twice in a row. We'll just have to make sure to keep one of the enemies alive for She-Hulk. First, we easily dismiss Abomination. Then the Infiltrator. And with our agent, we're just going to heal, then let Betty do her thing. By the way, this level 9 is definitely cool, and it reminds me of something. Now that's an awesome finisher. Speaking of that, we're already finished with task number 4. Number 5 is going to be the Groot boss. So you'll already be facing Zzzax or Zzzax. For some reason I want to say Zzzax, but that's probably not right. Like I said, we did get radiation pills for defeating Abomination, and that's going to come in handy for your first research. As for the battle with the group boss, the reward's going to be 10 wintry lockboxes. And this battle is going to be quite long, so I'll just go ahead and talk a bit about it. Speed through it some. I'll slow down the important part. And then if you want, I can make a video dedicated to just the group boss. Now first, let me just talk you through my choices. I went with Elsa Bloodstone just to ensure we got 5%. I used the new Infiltrator armor because I didn't know if he did radiation damage. Then I brought in Fixer just to try him. What I and many of you have probably found is Fixer does indeed work. So if you brought in a setup and maybe a support character, either in creating debuffs or in healing and protecting your team, he could most likely wipe out the group boss by himself. Here's just an okay hit from his mine. So we're going to get to his turn and slow it down. We'll use Momentary Advantage. Switch to Blaster. Fire our final mine. Then also detonate it. A pretty awesome little bonus that you can do with Fixer at level 15. So there goes our automated fire. And we're going to get the mines going off. It's not a great hit, but 136,000 damage is pretty nice. So there you pretty much have the key already, it's Fixer. However, I would not be surprised if they make him unexploitable. The thing about a group boss is you're supposed to share him. That's why it's a group boss. It's really not fun when none show up, because everyone cleared their own. And even worse, collect their lockboxes. So please leave your group bosses up. So far I haven't gotten a single one from my allies. I mean, even if you do 100% to them or close to it, you still don't have to collect right away. Mine is still waiting there, and hopefully my allies got plenty of chances at him. Personally, I'm going to leave him at like 50%. So I know that someone at least got to finish him. But yeah, he does do a lot of damage, so a lot of people are saying he's taking down their team. And all I can say is bring in Rescue, Magneto, some kind of shielding or healing. You can also try to bring in characters that are immune to his attacks, or that take less damage. But like I said, we can make a video focusing on just him. Since this is the task list, we're going to collect our silver, and we'll move on to our first research. As a reward, like I said, we get 10 lockboxes and a blueprint for the Gamma Irradiated Waste. That means task number 6 is to recover a radiation pill and research the waste in the lab. So let's go ahead and see what else it costs us. It looks like it's going to take 8 hours, 40 unstable iso-8, and 100 silver. So we'll get that started, and we'll be back with part 2 very soon. That's it for part 1, so I thank you all for watching, ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. Then until next time, good luck, and take care.